So here we are. Today's been a long day. I appreciate everyone who has reached out to me, text, phone calls, DMs even, and I just felt like I wanted to document how this day and how this situation made me feel while I was still in it so that I could just move on. Today's April 25th, 2025. My name is Renoir Lewis, and I have become a victim of fraud. I woke up this morning to an email from my website provider, Squarespace, saying that there was a chargeback dispute on an invoice for a project that was already gone. I'm angry, I'm frustrated, I'm confused, and I don't know why this is all so difficult to figure out. Squarespace no longer has a phone number, so you can no longer reach a human to discuss your case, your ailment, whatever the situation is. On April 13th, I received a phone call from what I thought would be a new prospective client looking to have me build something, and I did just that. I asked all the regular questions that I asked. What size? What do you need it to look like? Do you need me to paint it? What's your turnaround time? Do you need me to deliver it? Or are you going to pick it up? Conversation seemed fairly normal. I was at my friend Terrell Powell's house, helping him out. So I didn't otherwise look into the conversation with any major red flag. The turnaround time was 48 hours. Is it a rush? Yes. Was it impossible? No. Do I usually charge more for rush drops? Absolutely. But I didn't have much going on for the next 2 days, and I wanted to help, so I decided to. He texted me his email, he texted me some other information. We went back and forth via text. I told him the price. He said he would talk to his business partner. He got back to me, asked me to send him the invoice. I sent him the invoice. I told him I was going to the store and that if he wanted me to pick up all the materials to finish the project in the next 36 hours, I needed him to fill the invoice so that I could have the money to go get the materials. Fast forward, I got all the materials, I completed the builds. One was a regular round top backdrop, one was a wavy wall or a squiggly wall. And I notified the client, hey, items are ready. Let me know where you want me to drop them off to, because he called me from a Delaware number. I didn't put two and two together that the number on his invoice was from Ohio. That probably should have been my first red flag. I told him the items were ready. I asked him where he wanted me to deliver them to. First he said Jersey City. I was like, okay. Then he said Elizabeth. I said, still not a problem. Then he was like, hey, I have a crew in Yonkers. Can you bring to Yonkers? Now, I live in Teaneck, New Jersey. Yonkers, for me, is still pretty close. It's reasonable. I said, sure, send me the address. I was out getting food for the family. I was going to come home, hop in the car because I'd already loaded the car up, and then I would head straight to Yonkers. As I get back to the house with the food, I get a phone call. He says, hey, I have a driver outside. I was like, oh, okay. He had a driver, so he had somebody to come pick it up. Again, didn't really think much of it, but I was ambushed with a driver outside my house. Unloaded my vehicle, put it in the driver's vehicle. Driver seemed surprised that what he was picking up was so big. That, again, probably should have been a red flag. He takes off. I called the guy back. I said, hey, your items are on the way. Please let me know when they reach. I obviously didn't have access to the driver. I didn't think to save all my security footage and photograph license plates, and that's on me. I should have had the driver sign at least a release, and I should have had something identifying his vehicle that all the items left in. That's on me, and I've learned that lesson, and I'll change that moving forward. I called the guy the next day. He seemed surprised that I called him, but I figured he probably just didn't save my number, whatever. I said, hey, how do you like everything? He was like, oh, yeah, it looks good. My business partner said he got everything, and we'll be in touch. I need the invoice for the letters. He had also asked me to make marquee letters for him. and I sent the invoice for the letters. This all happened on April 15th. Fast forward, the money from the invoice cleared my bank account April 16th. Fast forward again to today, April 25th, when I woke up and saw a dispute for that order. I called the client, no answer. I called his other number, no answer. I sent a follow-up email to both emails that he had provided for me, no response. That's when I found out the Squarespace doesn't have a phone number. So I spent the first part of the day sort of spiraling. That's on me. I shouldn't have been rushing, and that's where I made a big mistake. When you get a dispute notice for a chargeback, there will be a time frame associated with when you are allowed to provide evidence. I rushed through the submission form. I'll take onus. I should have slowed down. I should have taken a deep breath. I should have collected myself, and I should have sat down and thought about what all I wanted to submit. I did not know that after you hit submit, that you can't adjust the claim or the submission form. You can't add information, you can't take information away. Once you hit submit, it's out of your hands, and now you're reliant on the other person's bank. That's my fault. And I want people to understand that so that if you ever come into a chargeback dispute, you understand that you should absolutely take your time. I could have screenshot our entire correspondence. I could have immediately went to any of my neighbors' houses and asked for more security footage. I don't keep my security footage past 7 days, and that's my fault, right? There's no reason. I've just never adjusted it. So I don't have the footage of the driver leaving with the stuff. I submitted the photos of the items I built. I submitted the story, but I could have downloaded the PDF for the invoice, even though it was on Squarespace already, and added that as evidence. I should have added our text correspondence as evidence. Moving past that. The system is broken, the system is flawed, and it's not very easy to combat fraud when it's at your doorstep. There's no hotline, there's no task force, there's no way to otherwise go back to the bank or the accuser and try to sort things out. So it took me a while. I finally found a help email for Squarespace. I sent them the correspondence that I had from my phone, and I hope that they will be able to update the investigation evidence moving forward to help the other bank rule in my favor. But I own that I've made a ton of personal mistakes in my own process, and I just don't want anyone else to make that mistake. Somebody comes, they should sign out that they've now received the product and it's on its way. Is that foolproof? Absolutely not. I sent the person an invoice and they willingly put their card information in there and filled it out and paid it. I don't understand how that's my fault or how I can be fraudulent for the process of that when that person paid their own invoice. I didn't take their card number. I didn't touch their information. I didn't process. I didn't do any of that. I sent this person an invoice. They paid it. I made them something. They had somebody pick it up. It left my residence, my shop, and now they said it's fraud. I run a small shop. Every dollar counts. This person doing a chargeback for $517 may not collapse my ship, but it hurts. Like, I'm gonna feel that loss. I'm gonna feel that loss. This is my day job now. I got laid off 2024, the week before Thanksgiving, and this shop is what has been paying for this house, paying the mortgage. This is what has kept me afloat. And people taking that from me hurts. Like that hurts. Will I make that money back? I have no option but to. But it doesn't change the fact that I got a small shop and every dollar counts. What I've done so far today is I reached out to Squarespace, sent an email, they responded back saying they would escalate it. I filed a police report. I contacted Visa directly. Visa sent me to my bank. My bank told me to fill out the police report, and they said that there's really nothing that they can do until the dispute is closed. Me submitting any kind of evidence meant that the dispute would last 60 to 75 days before I'm expected to hear anything. So my Squarespace account has been garnished $517, which likely will then come out of my bank account at some point until the dispute is settled. The police were really, really cool. They were chill. Shout out to Teaneck Police Department. They had me fill out the report. They told me in about 4 or 5 days I could go pick up an official copy of the report. Both desk officers were really, really cordial. They heard me out. They understood what was going on. They walked me through the process of filling out the report, and I thank them for that. They kind of put me at ease, right? Special thanks to Officer Suarez. She got me together. And now I wait 60 to 75 days, and I hope that Squarespace, the other bank, the police, and the rest of the universe comes together in my favor. If you've had an experience like this, please, please, please reach out to me in the comment section. Let me know what you did. Let me know how it worked out. If you're a spiritual person, just throw some good energy in the air for your boy. If you're a praying person, throw some prayers in the air for your boy. That's all I got, y'all. Now we wait.